Today, Larry and Howard are discussing Deshaun Watson being reinstated into the league, Iran's protests and controversies, and a new HBCU segment discussing where Deion Sanders may end up. All of this and more on this week's episode of R&R on Sports. And here's your hosts, Larry Robinson and Howard Robertson.
Hello and welcome to R&R on Sports.
Wow.
I'm Howard Robertson.
And I am the great one, Larry Robinson. Dang, man, that was pretty good. I like the enunciation.
That was emphasis.
Emphasis.
Yes, that was emphasis.
Okay, and why did you emphasize R and R?
That's why I want everybody to understand where they are, what they're listening to,
Does that mean
they are listening
to. Is that rest and repeat?
No.
Is it rest and relaxation?
No. Don't you know what it is?
No, what is it?
Oh.
What is it?
Robertson.
You said it wrong. It's
and
Robinson. It's Robinson first. It's Robinson first. R-O-B-I-N-S-O.
Young Larry.
Yes.
Alphabetically.
Okay.
And, I win.
Right.
Come on.
Alphabetically you win, but it don't make sense, man, that y'all spelled y'all name wrong. I just don't understand how y'all came up with Robertson.
We want to welcome everybody to the show. Thank y'all so much. You get a little taste of what I go through all the time. Welcome to my world.
Oh, well, they'd be lucky to be in your world, brother, because you get to spend time with me.
We turn sports upside down. We talk about stuff in ways that you have never heard,
Talk
before.
About upside down.
Yes.
I'm back. That's what Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, it's been a while. You forgot to catch
Deshaun
name, right?
Watson. He's like, I'm back, bro. I'm back in this piece. They already brought him off and brought him back on the activated team and everything. What's your feelings on that, A?
He's going to have some fans in the stands.
Yeah, of course.
He's going to have 10 of his victims at the game to send a message to him. I want to know what the message is.
I think this game.
I want to know what the message is going to be. What message are you sending to him?
Well, I would say that a great sponsor for that game would be Massage Envy.
You crazy. I agree. Branding.
I'm talking branding, man. I'm talking about product placement.
Branding.
I mean, they could have like the massage therapists in branded uniforms on the sidelines giving massages.
But then one would think that possibly something happened at a Massage Envy location. And that's the last thing they want to claim. That would be the last thing they want to be affiliated with. So I don't think they're going to be the sponsor at any rate. So what do you think about and we can talk about it when we come back, but real quickly, what do you think about the suspension? Was it too short? Should he be back? What?
I personally believe that this should never been brought into the NFL. The NFL is football. That's a civil situation, and he should have received criminal charges, and it should have been adjudicated in the court of law like anything else. And then NFL should rule based on the legal results. This thing about the NFL and taking people's jobs because of them doing something improper, that's what the legal system is for. I don't think it's the NFL or the NBA's job to penalize players that are in the midst of a legal issue prior to the legal issue making a recommendation or adjudicating the situation.
Let me ask you a quick question. If you have a prominent corporate job and you get charges like this and there are legal repercussions and all of that, should that affect your corporate job?
Does it?
Well, I don't think it
does or should, because I think that, once again, it's going to be based on what the legal system says. If you go to jail, you can't show up for work. So therefore, your job has
It's going to be
a reason to make a decision,
Right.
because you can't physically perform your job. That is the reason why you would get fired or terminated, suspended, so on and so forth. But until that court of law makes that decision, I just don't think that it's right for these leagues to get ahead of that.
Okay. We're going to get back to that. Don't go anywhere. Back for more R&R on Sports right after this.
Riffin' on jazz.
Our theme today, because we need one desperately, is Jazz Getaway. Who you want to introduce right quick?
Well, I'll wait till we get back.
There you go. Thank you. Way to go. Thank you very much.
Riffin' on jazz on the Kazookian Network.
Welcome to another edition of Fly on the Wall. Recently, there was a meeting between Roger Goodell of the NFL and his public relations team about his future as commissioner of the National Football League. And now, listen in as you become a fly on the wall.
Hey guys, thanks for getting together on such short notice. Of course, you know the situation and...
Shut up, Pete. That's very rude. Let him finish.
Well, I'm just saying, things don't look so rosy.
You're right, and that's why you're here, because I need to know just how we need to spin this thing.
Come on, Raj. You're toast, man. So however we spin it, we've got to spin you out of there. Either you resign or get sacked.
But how do I keep my good name?
You're good. What?
Shut up, Pete. That's more rude than before. But I think I got something. You're going to resign because guess what? You're blind. You can't see. You didn't see anything. The video or anything else. So you're resigning from the NFL to be a blind singer. Why should Stevie Wonder and Jose Feliciano be the only ones? We can call you Roger Charles, Ray's distant white cousin.
What?
Come on, try this. I got a woman.
I got a woman.
Way across town. She's good to me. Now try this. Baby, good. What I say.
Baby, what I say.
Baby, what I say right now.
Baby, what I
we'll
say
get it together.
right.
We'll get it together. Yeah, look, Pete, you still got Jay-Z's number?
Yeah, I got it. Just talk to Jay.
Call him. This is going to be great. This is going to be great. Come on. I got a woman.
I got a woman.
Oh, Lord.
Hello?
Hey, Jay-Z. Listen, man, I'm calling with Roger Goodell, man. He's going to be the next great. Listen to this. I got a woman.
I got a woman.
Way across town. She's good to me. Baby, it's going to be dynamic, man. It's going to be fantastic, but we need you to produce it, man.
Hey, B, put Blue down. Come on over and listen to this. Hey.
I got a woman.
I got a woman.
Way across town.
Way over there.
We can get it together in the mix, man.
Well, I got a woman way over town that's good to me. Oh, yeah. Say, I got a woman way over town, good to me. Oh, yeah. She give me money when
I do speak for the state of Israel, and in general, I think that when we see figures that are about bashing Israel and are about sowing division, it is not about whether they are women or men or black or white. It is about the danger that we see in such elements and what they bring to the discourse.
You gotta remember this. There are very few viruses that they have a full cure for. I mean, cure. Like you take an antibiotic, it cures you of a bacterial infection. Viruses have to run their course. The reason that you take the over-the-counter medications is so that you feel better. It treats the symptoms. Does that make sense?
person trying to understand who they are, where they fit into our society, needs more time to understand the impact of their choices.
Funky Politics.
Kadzukian. Check out all your Kadzukian favorites now. Download the Kadzukian app, available on Android and iOS.
This is R&R on Sports.
Back for more R&R on Sports. So we were saying that you were saying that.
Well, hold on. Well, here, let me really put a period on what I was saying. Is that, you know, you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, I'm so tired of hearing that. I don't know what to do.
But what ends up happening is you're guilty.
And perhaps
you're guilty in public. It's the public perception, and it's based on media reports, so on and so forth.
Absolutely.
But that's why we have the judicial system, in order to solve these issues for us in the way that our country is supposed to solve it. But what ends up happening is people try it in the court of public opinion. And I just don't believe that is fair, because regardless of if he was found to be totally innocent of any of this or guilty of everything, the decision and the feelings have already been made, because they've been made by the media.
Okay, so let me say this. I believe what you just said was the most idealistic and stuff I've ever heard.
Bro, don't keep saying in multisyllable words.
Yeah, I get multisyllabic. Multisyllabic, right.
Multisyllabic.
Syllabus.
Yeah.
That's something they give you at the beginning of the school year.
I said multisyllable.
Anyway,
multisyllabic.
That is just sunshine, blue skies, and apple pie. The reality of it is that nobody is innocent until proven guilty. You are whatever impact you have on the corporation or the company or the organization that you work for. Whatever impact you are making on them and their bottom line, that's how they respond and react. Okay? So if you, from a corporate standpoint, it might not be right to let your butt go. But if you got a high profile position and you're representing that corporation and they don't want you, based on the allegations, to represent the corporation anymore, then you gone. You out.
I get it.
You done.
I get it.
And ain't got nothing to do with innocent until proven guilty.
Well,
nothing
it doesn't.
To do with that.
I mean, once again, that is the reality of the situation.
That's Santa Claus,
but
Easter Bunny, Tinkle Bell, and all of that.
Yeah. But I get that. But what I'm still saying is, if we don't sit back and really combat this cancel culture situation that we have, I think you're going to end up with individuals like this situation with Deshaun Watson, like Kyrie Irving, without these things really being fully looked at and discussed in a public format. And I don't think that his ability to play football should be changed or adjusted or mitigated based on something that happened in a civil situation.
I understand what you are saying. However, realistically,
we in a society that is making a determination.
The NBA is going to make determinations on Kyrie. The NFL has already made determinations on Deshaun.
Right. But here we are. We're still going to have 10 women show up, even though he served his penalty. Yeah. You're still going to have people that never forgive him. Anytime his name comes up, anytime he plays in a football game, you're going to have people protesting. This cancel culture thing is really for the birds.
Yeah.
And I think it's horrible. It's a horrible precedent. And I think by the NFL and NBA and others taking these stands based on public opinion, once again, it's slippery,
So what you
slippery
okay?
slope.
Given that, what do you think about Jerry Jones?
Jerry Jones, I
So
think,
what do we think about the picture of Jerry Jones
Jones.
in Little Rock, the Little Rock Nine, protesting black students being admitted to, I guess it was his high school.
okay, Jerry Jones is an 80-year-old white male.
Yeah.
Brought up in the South.
Yep.
I would find it very hard to believe him not being there if something like that is happening in your community.
Mm-hmm.
Considering the environment at the time, I would even venture to say that Jerry Jones has probably mentioned the N-word a few times in his life.
Probably.
And due to the times.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that this man's 15, 16 years old, looking over, you don't see him throwing anything, and who knows, he may have.
May have.
I just don't think that's really anything. I think that's a bunch of nothingness. And the fact that you sit up and talk about a man when he was 15, 16 years old. Now, do I believe Jerry Jones because of some of the actions he's made with the Dallas Cowboys that he's racist? Absolutely, I do. I believe for certain he is. However, I also think he's a phenomenal businessman, and he's made a lot of decisions that could be based on business versus actually being a race situation. But in this particular situation, I think this is bull that anybody would bring this up, and this cancel culture stuff, once again, needs to be checked.
Well, I would agree with you for the first, no, it's not the first time, but I agree with what you said. I think that one thing I want everybody to understand that we are not, we being African Americans, as a whole, overall, we are not naive.
Right.
Okay. And most of us, especially those seasoned of us of my age and ilk,
right,
can look at somebody and pretty accurately tell which, and particularly you talk to them or hear them, you can pretty accurately determine which side of the fence they were or are on. And so, that's not news to us. That's not news to us. News that he was there and how he felt about that at that particular time. That ain't news to us.
Not at all.
It shouldn't be news to anybody. Somebody saw the picture. Oh my God.
Oh, that's Jerry Jones.
Could that be Jerry Jones? The Jerry Jones before he was the Jerry Jones? Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. But we do not naively believe that never happened, or those kinds of things never happened in the lives, particularly as you have so aptly stated, to a white male of that age growing up in the South.
You talking about a cat that was in the 60s, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
50s.
50s, you talking about
50s.
Yeah, this is a whole.
Do you know
see
what
what the issues?
You know what life for us was
we
like
have
then?
now? You see the issues we have now?
Yeah.
Roll that junk back 40 years.
Yeah.
50 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And once again, we ain't too far out of this. So, like I said, man, for Jerry Jones to be there, being that he's from Little Rock, all those things makes all the sense in the world.
Absolutely. And people that look back at stuff like that and say, see, he did okay, that's fine. Yes, he did. But can we evolve? Do we ever evolve to a better place, to a higher level, to more understanding and a better understanding? Of course we do. He has, especially given the fact that his wealth is based now on some very highly talented colored people.
Brothers and sisters, just brothers in this particular case.
Yes.
But once again, Jerry Jones is who he is. Being a man brought up in that time, I would have found it, quite more amazing if he came out to be some, civil rights activist out of that time.
Yeah, if he was
period.
sitting over there with them.
Yeah.
If he was lined up with the black folk, leading them into the school.
Right. Marching with Martin. Talking about Martin was my brother. I'd have been like, hold up now. Where'd he come from?
If you had seen a picture of him doing that,
I'm passing the plate.
There's a word
at the
for
Greater
that.
Triple Rock Baptist Church.
There's a word for that.
What's that?
It's called Photoshop. You are listening to R&R on Sports on the Kazuki Network. We appreciate it. We'll be right back after this.
Humans Being with Kirk Whalum.
Avery Sunshine, I am just overjoyed to spend some time with you.
Listen, what you know about pot liquor? You from Memphis, so you know.
My favorite part of all of that, I'm like, don't throw that away.
Humans Being with Kirk Whalum.
This is R&R on Sports.
Welcome back. More R&R.
Hey man, put some respect on our name. Don't be like dragging them R's out. It's R and R, not Ira and Ara. So put some respect on our name, young man.
Okay.
All right. So what you got?
I was really talking about AURA.
Okay. Really? Okay. Yeah. Ira.
Something I bring to all the time. So let's talk about protests. Let's talk about Iran and
Iran. They protesting in Iran?
Are they ever not?
Yeah.
They some kind of way,
I always thought it was
raising
Iran.
their fists up like this.
I always thought it was Iran, though. I always thought it was Iran.
Where's Iran? It's Iran
and Iraq.
If you are Southern and if you don't care about pronouncing it right,
well,
correctly,
they
Iran.
The Iran reporter grilled a young man, Tyler Adams, and said if he supposedly supports the people of Iran, he'd at least learn how to say the name right.
Hey, that's a point.
Really?
That's actually a point. Yes, it is.
Really?
It is.
Okay.
You should know people's name. I mean, people are very, very sensitive about that. And, they want to be called what they want to be called. You recall back in the, you don't recall it back when you weren't there. I mean, what God's other children called us meant something because we knew so many times that they meant it just calling our name as a point of disrespect, as a sign of disrespect by calling you. I'll give you a classic example.
Okay.
You knew who you were dealing with when somebody referred long after they understood and it had been said over and over that the man's name was Muhammad Ali.
Right.
When somebody called him Cassius Clay, what did that say?
Basically, we don't respect your religion. We don't respect
care what you say your name is.
Right. It's because I'm.
Right. So, I mean, I would imagine that Iranians. Yeah. Toby. Right.
Kunta.
Exactly.
Toby.
That's pretty good. Sound effects and all. But I thought Tyler Adams, U.S. soccer player, handled it very, very well. I thought he handled it very, very well. But I want these young folk to understand something about protests. Only because it's the World Cup is why there have not been so many more blatant repercussions.
Repercussions is a good word, yeah. And why is that? Is it only because the world stage and the spotlight of the world is on display?
Yeah.
Is it that you believe is
They
the
have to
reason
temper.
why
They are having to temper their responses. Yes.
Do you think we'd have a whole team of Brittany Grinders under any other?
Hey man, I listen. Let me tell you something. When you, especially when you are in a country and a culture like that, and you come in
very oppressive
with very oppressive for centuries.
Yeah.
For centuries.
Yeah.
And so much of this is religiously based. So, but you come in with these with U.S. And I'm not making any kind of judgment call, a morality call on how right they are and who's right and who's wrong. But I'm saying when you come in with American sensibilities,
right,
especially in terms of LGBTQ,
right.
Hey, you got to understand this stuff is not, they didn't just come up with these laws.
Right.
They didn't just come up with this, these mores. These are steeped in hundreds of years, centuries of culture.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and you know, this young man, Miran Samak, who's literally murdered. He was an Iranian that was murdered because he was cheering for the U.S. for the U.S. soccer team.
Yeah.
I mean, so you can tell that this community, you know, they ain't playing. You know, ain't no freedom of speech and all of that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
This is.
There are zealots.
Yeah.
There are zealots out there that will die.
Right.
Kill you and die for their beliefs.
Well, you know, what is it that they're going to get, like,
you know what, but
like
you know
20,
what I think it is,
25 virgins or something?
You know how it affects me, man. I think that we're in a very, very bad place as people. I don't care if you're talking about black folk, white folk, people. I'm talking about human beings. We're in a very toxic place all over the world.
Hold on, before you finish that, listen, this is R&R on Sports, and we're speaking about the situation in Iran, protests against the U.S. soccer team, and the situation during the World Cup.
Okay, so what's another word for toxic?
Caustic.
Give me another one. Something that's
negatively
toxic.
charged.
Something that's toxic is also what? Poison.
Poison, yeah.
Poison. I think that we are in a toxic environment, but I think we are there because we have poison at every level of human existence now, and particularly as it regards somebody that's not like you.
Wow, that's a powerful statement, and you're applying this
where
to
we
sports?
are. I feel.
I mean, you feel this way that the environment is so toxic right now with people that even if you're on opposite sides of just a sporting event, it could end up being deadly.
You're an enemy. You're an enemy.
You're a mortal, sworn enemy.
You are an enemy.
Wow.
I think now how we got here, that's a whole nother discussion for a whole nother time, but we are here.
Very much so.
Here.
Do you see us having a where do you see this going in the sports realm? Where do you see this going? Because, you know, athletes are being told to shut up and dribble.
Right.
You know, where do you see this going as issues like Kyrie, issues like Kanye, issues like the young man over in Iran, Tyler Adams?
I don't know. And I think to a great extent, it depends on leadership, particularly political leadership around the world. I think you have got, we're dealing with and praying and talking all the time about Brittany Griner.
Right.
To the greatest extent because of whom? Because
of Russia.
And who's Russia?
Putin.
Yeah, Putin.
Right.
Absolutely. And that's where that poison is coming from, but infiltrates everything. I mean, and we had a fool that was a major purveyor of poison.
Right.
Here.
Do you think they colored the water worldwide to that degree? Just those two individuals?
No, they had some help.
Okay.
They had some help.
Okay. Well, how did he get into sports?
A boy in North Korea.
How did he get into sports?
He's just
Kim
as
Jong-un?
twisted.
Yeah.
And you would all you have to do is look at who your boy was tight with. All of them had problems. Who was he tight with that was straight up? Think about it.
Wow.
Think about it. But I think we're in a bad place, and it is absolutely seeped over into sports, unfortunately.
Well, entertainment as well. Entertainment
too.
As well.
So they get into, you see your boy.
Will? Will said he was going through something. That's why he slapped Chris Rock like that.
That's what he said. What he said.
He said he reached back.
He allowed himself to be human. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? Will, come on, man. Come on, man. What does that mean?
I don't get it.
What does that mean?
I don't get it. But
you got up and walked walked up on stage and slapped a man. Walked back and told him to keep your wife's name out his effing mouth.
Right.
And that's human?
Right.
I allowed myself to be human.
Yeah.
I was going through
I'm going through some things.
Just say, I'm sorry.
And shut up.
I messed up.
And keep it moving.
Shut up. Keep it moving.
We got a crazy
We got more to talk about?
Absolutely, man. We're going to stay right where you are because we're going to talk about some HBCUs and talk about Deion Sanders and this new opportunity that he got. So stay right there because we on R&R.
Hey, it's your guy DC. I'm back in the building here at Kazukian, bringing you the funk and funky politics Memphis. Just like our sister show, it's our news, our narratives, our way, but in our town. Y'all know how we do it around here in Memphis. Memphis is just gonna be Memphis. We're talking about that and, well, you know what? The politics, the people, the news, and the no-sirs. We talking about it all. Everything, man. Everything. Funky Politics Memphis promises to be the news you need. Tune into our launch on October 3rd on the Kazukian Network. Follow at Funky Politics MEM. That's Funky Politics MEM on social media for updates along the way. I am DC, and I'm out of here. See you soon.
Kazukian. Check out all your Kazukian favorites now. Download the Kazukian app, available on Android and iOS.
This is R&R on Sports.
Welcome back to R&R. So Jackson State is undefeated.
Oh yeah, first time in history.
So did you watch the Bayou?
First time in his story.
Jackson State has never gone undefeated.
Has not gone undefeated.
Oh really?
Yeah, Deion breaking records.
Making records.
Making and breaking.
Yeah.
Making and breaking.
So Southern University, Baton Rouge, for those of you who might not know, won the Bayou Classic against Grambling State University, which earned them the right to meet Jackson State, undefeated Jackson State, in the SWAC championship this Saturday, depending on when you hear. Okay, so it's upcoming as of the taping of this show. So that's going to be very, very interesting. But let's talk about the phenomena that is Deion Sanders and what has happened and what he has done for HBCUs and where he may end up.
Who's SWAC? If I ain't SWAC. Who's SWAC? If I ain't SWAC. That's one of the best sound bites in all sports this year. Literally, when you go back for the year review in sports, you've got to have a snippet of who's SWAC.
Fine swag. So for those of you, baby, so that you will understand, I know because for many of you, you may or may not be familiar with the Southwest Athletic Conference because it's not the SEC, it's not the ACC, it's not, the Big 10 or the Big 12. So the SWAC for black folk, for HBCUs, there are conferences like SWAC, like MEAC, like CIAA, like that.
Yeah.
That
SIAC,
SIAC, that historically African American institutions are members of. They have as much, if not more, pride than other leagues like the SEC, and a lot of them are purists. And if you didn't see that clip, one of the coaches of the
Eddie Robinson Jr.
of a SWAC school, prominent coach, said that Deion was not SWAC.
And since then, there's been all kinds of music that's been made from his interview about him saying,
"Oh, is that right? They make the music."
Oh, they made some music. Come on, cue DJ, cue up the music. If I ain't SWAC, who's SWAC? If I ain't SWAC,
So
they done mixed it up, remixed it, redubbed it.
That was his. That was his reaction. But listen, we would be what he has done, and the notoriety, and the money. And the opportunities that he has brought to the SWAC, in my estimation, absolutely makes him SWAC.
I just want to know when game day ever was at a SWAC school or at any HBCU.
Say that.
I mean, you talking about the biggest sports powerhouse in communications and in broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
And this initiative of taking game day to a university, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars of investment by ESPN and Disney.
Mm-hmm.
And for them to bring that to an HBCU says that Deion Sanders is a whole lot about SWAC.
He brought higher paydays. He brought higher paydays for HBCU schools to play in classics. Now, they've been playing in classics for years, many years.
Now let me ask you this, because we got a similar situation here in Memphis, in that he's pulling the team out of the Southern Heritage Classic.
Sure.
He's doing the same thing with the Classic down in Alabama. He's pulling the team out, saying that it doesn't make sense for them to go and play without a good payday, without being able to bring some money back to Jackson State to improve.
And what he said is, go down there and play and have to borrow gas money to get home.
But no, man, and that's what I love about Deion, in that he's bringing a sense of excellence, just quality of performance, quality of presentation, quality of facilities, all that. He's bringing that to Jackson State and demanding that is replicated throughout the HBCU college sports scene.
That's exactly right. And here's what I want. Whatever he decides to do.
I know what I want. I want you to quit interrupting me, goddammit. You see I was talking, then you're going to jump in and just kind of listen. No, ain't no listen. Don't listen to me now, because you done interrupted me. I was not finished with my statement. Now, let me finish with what I was having to say.
Take that steamer over there and take it and put it up against your panties and get that little knot out of it. Iron that knot out, that little wrinkle out of
my panties.
Okay, out of your panties.
Oh, okay. So anyway, as I'm steaming, but
try not to burn yourself.
Oh man, dude, I tried to steam a shirt
with it on.
Oh,
silly.
My God! What? Oh, that was painful.
I bet it was.
Oh, the nipple almost fell off. But anyway, so listen, man. Deion.
And the lesson learned, boys and girls.
Take your shirt off to steam
Take it off, bro. Okay,
Take it off. Take it off.
Go ahead.
But now, Deion, man, Deion has brought so much attention, so much resources to the HBCU sports and SWAC in general. It's really interesting to me that we're talking about him leaving because all these bigger programs are starting to come after him. One of them that he acknowledged recently was Colorado. What's your thoughts there? Do you see Deion, the energy that he's made in these last couple years for being at Jackson State, do you see him picking all that up and going to Colorado? Do you see him going anywhere?
No, I see him going somewhere.
Really?
Now, yeah, to me, it's just a matter of timing. I definitely see him. He will not retire from a long career in the SWAC at HBCU. Nah, he's going. I mean, and I think that's a foregone conclusion.
You think he'll
now,
go
whether
Power
or not
5?
it's
You think he'll go Power 5?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. And whether I don't think it's going to be Colorado. I don't think Colorado has
that
the
ring.
wow factor.
Right.
You know, he's flashy.
Yeah.
He's flashy.
Yeah.
And I don't think, although, you know, Colorado, the standard is low. It's low-hanging fruit. And as we were talking before we went on air, they won one game. They won one game all season.
Right.
So all he got to do is win 2.
Right. Right.
Woo!
But
Look
with that, once again, so Deion has been very open and transparent about the fact, first, I'm not getting paid, but then my assistants aren't getting paid. And what I foresee happening, I don't believe he's going to Colorado either, but what I do foresee happening is some major funder being able to shore up the Jackson State program.
Yeah.
And what I see happening beyond that is either Shedeur or one of the players who got these massive NIL deals. First of all, let's stop there for a second. $1.2 million for Shedeur.
That's what
Sanders.
Shedeur's getting.
That's what he's getting on his NIL deal. Mercedes-Benz, Beats by Dre are some of the brands. Actively Black, which is a subsidiary of Active Faith.
Okay.
Tom Brady Apparel. Okay. So, I mean, the young man's making plenty of money. Travis Hunter. I don't see them leaving immediately, but they can. That's the one thing that people got to realize is that every NCAA player has the ability to transfer with no penalty. So if whatever team Deion takes or the school he decides to go to, know that Jackson State will be horrible the following year because he can take the whole team with him.
Right.
All the players he wants have the ability to transfer without any penalty. So you take a team like a Colorado. Let's just use Colorado, for instance. Imagine what they will be.
They could follow him to Colorado.
They can follow him
and play the first year.
And play the first year with no penalty. And Colorado is now a contender in the Pac, wherever they are. I think they're in the Pac-12 or somewhere around there. But nevertheless, or Big West. But whatever it is, they're now a contender. And I can guarantee you they'll win more than one game with Deion Sanders at the helm. But I actually see him.
I don't think honestly, I knew that they could go. Yeah. I don't think I knew that they could go without any weight, without any.
A lot of that came out of with NIL, with COVID, and all that stuff. So, so you got that. Now, imagine Deion at a major ACC school like a North Carolina State or a major school in Florida.
Florida State.
Like Florida State.
His alma mater.
Yeah. So now you're talking about him.
Did he graduate from Florida State? He didn't graduate from Florida State.
He graduated. He left early.
He left early.
But I would say that you're talking about a seismic shift that would happen. You let him go to a city like a University of Memphis even. You're talking about a seismic shift of attention, energy, all that's going to follow whatever program in the South. Because I don't think he's going to leave the South. I don't think he's going to leave. I think this is where he has got a hotbed of talent, and it's just a pool of talent that is like shooting fish in a barrel for him.
Well, I hope that what he has brought to HBCUs becomes a part of the process and protocols of HBCUs.
Absolutely.
And I pray that they become accustomed to functioning at a much higher level.
Yes.
In terms of the sports, in terms of the revenues and all of that.
Administration,
when you know better, you're supposed to do better.
Please do better. Morehouse, Tennessee State, Kentucky State, Southern University, Florida A&M. Please do better. Everybody. Because I'm telling you, it's cat raggedy right now.
Yeah.
Cat raggedy.
I hear you.
So when I'm dealing with my situation with Morehouse, I'm still a little
tender.
A little tender about it. Got my baby running all around acting. Anyway, let's move on.
Steam those panties too. We'll be back for more R&R Sports after this.
I'm Cynthia Daniels, host of Grind Set. Are you looking to start a business? Do you need tips on how to scale up? Get it on Grind Set. On this show, our guests will keep you listening. What's your Grind Set? If you happen to miss some of our episodes, make sure you check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast provider.
Grind Set on the Kazookian Network.
This is R&R on Sports.
Welcome back. As we head toward the door. This has been great.
Yeah.
You've done very, very well.
Who, you?
You have. I'm so proud of you. Talk like you had a little CNT. No, not
yeah,
that
see,
one.
there you go.
SENSE.
Sense.
Yes.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
He was going to say, I got some sense. I do got some sense in my pocket. I got some sense.
Sense in your pocket.
I got some sense and some lint.
All right. And some lint. Lots of lint.
Oh, man. We're going to shout out Brittney Griner. Brittney Griner, we love you and we want you back in the United States. Come on, Biden administration.
Where she is yet?
They have not. They know she's in a prison camp as far as I know. Crack production team.
Nothing has changed on that?
Nothing has changed about where she is.
Oh my goodness.
Man, this is horrible, man. Come on, y'all. Let's do something.
Ain't right.
You know, I know it's only so much we can do as a country,
but it ain't right, but it's real.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So,
but, you know, once again, you're talking about athletes being caught up in this political environment that we're living in. And I mean, it's what we are, this cancel culture mixed with politically charged everything. I mean, it makes it toxic.
Poison.
Exactly. Poisoned. Yeah.
Remember, that's what it is, and unfortunately, we're poisoning minds, we're poisoning hearts, and it's resulting in look at all of the mass shootings that we've had,
man,
and you know you're poisoning already sick people.
Yeah, very much so.
And poison added to sickness makes more sickness.
Catastrophic.
It's terrible.
Terminal.
A formula for disaster, but that's just where we are. And I don't feel good with where we are as a people. And I don't feel good about where we are as humanity.
And I don't feel good about the outfit you're wearing. So listen, this is R&R on Sports. We love you, and we will be back here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, and hopefully Howard will have a stylist by that time. But we're going to keep our fingers and toes crossed because, you know, sometimes...
And hopefully Larry won't have another knot in his multiple pair of panties. Appreciate y'all. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. We'll be back for more R&R on Sports next week.
Ciao, baby.
Later.
R&R is hosted by Larry Robinson and Howard Robertson R&R is directed, produced, recorded, and distributed by Kadzukian.
Kazuki.